Hello everybody, I hope you are all well. Look, I'd like to think that this channel is all about transparency, about integrity, about not just making stuff up for the sheer hell of it, but to actually look at the evidence and come to conclusions based off that evidence. And doing that, it's very, very clear that the Summer Wells case holds many different possibilities. That's very, 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 very clear that this could have gone one of a few different ways. I do believe that currently what is in the sort of wider public sort of arena as what's happened, I do believe that is the least plausible story in this case. I do not for 1 second believe that Summer Wells was abducted by a stranger in some chance encounter. I don't believe it. I think it's highly improbable. There is no statistics to support it, and I just don't think it happened. I believe that transactional abduction is a far more plausible thing to think that could happen, especially in this kind of surroundings that we know are embroiled in numerous criminal activities, including the trafficking of children. The only thing that throws a spanner in the works there is the age around these children. There doesn't seem to be a market for 6-year-old girls around this area. Utah, different, and there are heavy connections between Rogersville and Utah. And I'm not going to mention any names at this stage. But look, in being fair, it means that we have to talk about this story. So let's go back to that day. And we know that this family left and they went to do some errands, and part of that meant that they would go to the swimming hall. I don't say fishing. It's a hall now. Right, so they went swimming, apparently, and all of this happened, and they went in the car. We've seen the last known video of Summer that was in the car. So there was no video of Summer planting flowers. There was no pictures of her holding the little things that they were planting and anything of such. There's nothing that proves that Summer was alive after that car journey. So that's one fact. That's a fact. There's nothing that proves that Summer was alive after the car journey from the shopping swimming trip. But look, we've looked at Don, we've looked at CANDUS, we've looked at whether Don could have done something, we look at whether CANDUS could have done something and Don's hidden it, or Don didn't know, or did CANDUS sell Summer? These are all on the table, and despite people not wanting to hear it, and there being the supporters of this family, which I get, and you're entitled to that, but nothing's off the table, and that again is a fact, and there's not many facts that we can say exist out there. But that is a fact, that at the moment there are many, many things still on the table, and not one person has been struck from the record as to be able to be said they didn't have anything to do with it, they don't know anything, and that's fact. So who haven't we spoken about? And we haven't spoken about the children. We haven't spoken about the boys. Summer's siblings. Now let's just say that Summer made it back. Let's just say that they'd done everything that they said they were doing. And it weren't the fact that they were trying to make that story up because something happened there, and that's where all the holes came. Maybe it was the fact that they felt that they needed to lie about something that happened back at the home, and that's when things got complicated for them. That's when it just became a little bit much than what they could handle. And with an emotional attachment to it, it could make it difficult. Now, what have we seen that could support the fact that the siblings could indeed be involved? We have seen that Don has openly, very quickly, said he believes in abduction, which means that what he's trying to do there is remove Summer from the property. So he is trying to protect that area, to say Summer is not here. There is nothing here for you to see. Go away. Let's look over here. That Kansas City shuffle, as they said. We'll look at over here while something's happening over in this direction. But so that could answer why Don was very, very quick to say abduction. Because he knew it wasn't abduction, and it was the one thing that would take everybody's attention and focus away from this place, the place where it happened. We know that Summer and these boys, they would play together. Summer was a heartedly girl. She would go out and she would play. She was known, and by Summer's parents' own admission, they would say that Summer would give as good as she got. There would be times that Summer would smack them boys with a stick. Whap! Bang! They've been hit. So it's not uncommon for these children to be involved in situations where horseplay could have indeed got out of hand. There could have been quite an innocent shove that led to a fall and subsequent death of Summer. That would potentially lead Candace to call Don and explain to Don what she has found. And all of a sudden we have this roller coaster of emotion, and what are we going to do? This is what we're going to do. This would also answer the question as to why the footprints were found heading in the Brits' direction. When you consider who lives close to the wells and who has the most shadiest history, it is indeed David Britt. Maybe Summer was being carried, and perhaps someone who would need to put Summer down periodically because of her weight would account for the sporadic footprints. Again, this is speculation amongst many, many other stories, but I truly believe that that is a feasible story. I know it takes Don and Candace out of the firing line for being directly responsible for a direct cause of death, and all it really does is shows that they were protecting the boys. But were they protecting the boys for their own ends, or was it for the boys? What else would be found should police come knocking? But one thing I can say is, in little video segments that you see Don with the boys being interviewed in the early sort of days and hours, one of them boys looked very, very, very worried. Now, I could be reading into it a bit too far, and you know me, I literally see it and I call it as it is. But the boy looked worried. Look, we've seen that. We are saying that Summer went into the house. The boys saw Summer go into the house and they saw her leave. So again, it's misdirection. It's the boys saying that yes, she went into the house, but we saw her leave. Candace saying to the boys, look, they need to understand that Summer went, because we're going to have to say that someone took Summer. So you're going to have to tell the police that you saw her leave. You saw her go outside. Because she wouldn't have been taken from the house. Again, I don't know what you guys think. You know, I know that Don and Candace are involved. I know that. My heart tells me it. My head tells me it. That this pair of people, they know what happened to the little girl that day. And I would argue till I'm blue in the face of anyone who says otherwise. But at the moment, it's not just Don and Candace who are probable suspects in this. And again, with being fair, we have to look at the probability that there was an incident with the children that led to Summer sadly passing away on Ben Hill Road on the 15th of June 2021.